Slush, I do, buckaroos. How the heck are you? It's Humpday. I don't typically do a video Wednesday, but I thought, oh, what the hell? My day went a little differently than planned, and in a good way, though. So I thought I'd. Oh, let me check something out here. I thought I'd do one video with you, although I just realized on the description of the video I made a mistake. I said smoking cocktails. I'm not going to smoke a cocktail. I'm just smoking some whiskey. I didn't do a cocktail, just some whiskey. In this case, the Tiaki Dal Wanderlust. Now, yesterday it worked where I didn't have to edit the privacy. Now I've got to fix it again. I just can't figure out how to keep it that way. I just can't figure it out, man. Anyways, I digress. So I've got that set now. So I'm going to put that away. And I'm going to smoke well, not a cocktail, just some whiskey. So I've got the Tiaki Dal Wanderlust, a bourbon whiskey finished in Oloroso sherry picked up some applewood. Going to do this one with some applewood. So that you a little better there. And I'm going to fire it up right in front of you. Let me pull that just a little closer. Get that wood right where I need it. You don't. When I first started using this thing, I made the mistake of putting too much wood in it. You just need to add a few chips, not a lot. I want to show that to you. You can see the smoke gathering in the glass there. I've already smoked it. I just kind of wanted to do this one right in front of you so you can see it a little bit. You can see that smoke gathering there. Anyways, that's a little. I'm probably going to over smoke her now. Now you can really see the smoke in that glass. Anyway, I'm going to take that out now. And then you can see that smoke coming out of that glass. It really does add to it. Some folks are crazy about these things. Some folks like me, I like them. It is a bit of a gimmick. I'm not going to lie about that. But it does add a little aroma and flavor. It is great with doing certain cocktails. I personally like it better. I like if I went with an old-fashioned or a Manhattan. But even just to do, in this case, just an ounce and a half of some whiskey on the rocks really changes the game a little bit. It just adds that little extra something to this particular whiskey. Again, that's finished in Oloroso sherry. Oh, it's just nice, man. Grabbed a beer I'm going to pour for you. It's a El Soli Mexican lager. 4.8%. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? So I wanted just kind of a nice, easy drinker. I did get out drinking some beer today. And like I said, I wasn't planning on it, but there was a little snafu with my wife's medicine. They were supposed to send it from Joplin to Springfield, but for whatever reason, it didn't get here. So when my wife realized it wasn't coming today, she called to the Mercy Pharmacy in Joplin, and they apologized, and they said they could send it today, but we just decided we'd take a drive out there. So we drove up there and got the medicine. And then after that, we wanted to get some lunch, so we wanted to do something local, not something I can get here in Springfield. So while she was getting to the pharmacy, I narrowed it down to about 4 locations, and so I let her know what they were, and she said, well, let's try this one. It was called, get the name right, Something to Eat, I think it was called. SUM apostrophe NA, but I'm going to look up the place so I know I'm right here. A soul food restaurant there in Joplin. Something to Eat. Yeah, that's what it's called. SUM apostrophe NA, Something to Eat. Say it fast. It's a soul food restaurant, and we got one meal. So they do these meals where you pick a protein, a couple side dishes of $14.99. And considering the size of the portion, it's not bad because my wife and I got one plate and split it. So they had a lot of great things on the menu, things that you would expect to find at a soul food restaurant. Catfish, for example, ribs, but they also had something different called fried ribs. And neither my wife and I had them, so we wanted to try it. Man, it was outstanding. That meat was so tender and cooked just perfectly. It was so good. I wish they were just a little closer because I'd like to go back. It was really good, but I mean, we're just now. I mean, that was back about what about 3 o'clock when we ordered. We were done eating about 3:45, I guess, something like that. And it's 4 hours later, uh, and I'm starting to get hungry, but I'm not starving. 4 hours later, I mean, it was a lot of food. It was like I said, it was one plate that we split. The side dishes. I did mention the side dishes. So my wife wanted that you picked two sides. She picked one. I picked one. So they had okra, but they'd mentioned that it was hand breaded there, and not your typical frozen, okra. And man, it was good. And then they got something called smashed potatoes, where they take this cooked potatoes and then smash them, put some cheese on top, and then put them on the grill with a flat top. And man, those were good. I just wanted to order things that weren't typical, right? So, but they were just, it was between lunch and dinner, so some of the dinner items weren't up yet when we got there. And as we were finishing, they were changing the menu, and they were adding a meatloaf and mac and cheese that wasn't up earlier. So, oh man, now I've got to come back. It was really good. Everything was so good, man. Oh, but then we had a chance to I had a chance to go to a couple breweries. My wife did mind taking me. One was Track 94 in Seneca, Missouri. And a couple beers there. They were very good. I brought a 4-pack to come home with. And then I went to Indian Springs. I hadn't been there since 2019, and I know they've had an ownership change since then. I'm going to post your comment, Vanessa. So I did not get much done today that I wanted to. Tomorrow, I am aiming to go look at a truck to buy. There you go. Yeah, well, our plan today, to be honest with you, was just to relax. I got out yesterday and I met some friends out at a brewery, so it wasn't, I didn't want to get out today. I didn't want to spend any money, but since when that came up, I said, oh, fuck, let's go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't want to risk it, and I get here on time, so we just took a drive up, got our medicine, then we had some lunch. I visited a couple breweries. I wanted to get back home while I still had just a touch of daylight. I wonder, well, get out of here. I thought, once we're home, I'd get out and do a video while we still had just a little daylight left. I can see it winding down now, though. Man, you can really, I mean, the smoke isn't heavy. It doesn't overpower the whiskey, but you can tell it's there. That's why I love these cocktail smokers. I know some other whiskey friends that aren't a fan of them don't think it really helps one way or the other, but I like it. I really do. I like to torch the cocktails that came with it because I can do other things with this, man. We're not going to go into that right now. Oh, mercy. But it was nice. I mean, like I said, we weren't planning on getting out, but boy, that restaurant was so good. Oh, man, the food was great, but the customer service was impeccable. And anybody that knows me knows how important that is to me. I don't care how good your product is. If the customer service isn't good, I'm not coming back. But their customer service was every bit as good as their food, and their food was incredible. Everything about that place I enjoyed, man. We're gonna have to make a stop back and Joplin every once in a while because that food was just delicious. And she made a point of telling us the menu changes often. Just because you see something up now doesn't mean you're going to see it again. You said you might see it in a week, you might see it in a month. You never know. I like that, but we never had we never had fried ribs before, so I wanted to try it. And man, I tell you, it was just very lightly breaded, felt like kind of a flash fry, man. But that meat was so tender, man. It was really good. And the okra and those potatoes. But if we go back there again, I'd really like to try the mac and cheese. They have an etouffee on the menu, but they didn't. It was out at the time. But they also had a cheesy jambalaya, and I was going to get that as a side dish because it was only $4 for the small portion. But I was so full after eating that other stuff. I really want to try it though. There we go. Ah, biscuits. Man, that was good. It was about an hour. It took about an hour and 20 minutes to get home from the last brewery. Because I had two beers there, two beers at the first place, two beers at the second place. Probably a lot of beer, but it did take me an hour and 20 minutes to get home. So I had to pee the second I walked in the door. And I said, "Well, let me have one more beer." But quite frankly, I'm still kind of full of beer. That's a lot of beer for me to drink, man. I can't drink it. I don't seem to process it as well. I don't think I'm developing a gluten allergy. I just think that things just get harder to process as you get older. It's just the way it is, man. So, anyways, I digress. I don't want to run this one long. I'm going to wrap it up. But I had such a good day. I kind of wanted to share it with y'all, man. Just took a nice leisurely drive with my wife. She kind of wanted to get out too, so it kind of worked out. She says, "You mind?" I said, "No, we probably need to get out of the house." I'm gonna post your comment, but I forgot to post your comment earlier about your husband. I'm gonna post that quickly, and then I'll post the other one as well. Yeah, it was just a nice day, you know. Wife and I just kind of relaxed. We weren't in a hurry getting there. We weren't in a hurry getting home. She didn't mind. I said, "You sure you don't mind?" I said, "No, because I don't have to go to either spot, or just one of them is fine." But it was nice day. I hadn't been to Track 94 before, and I've been to Indian Springs once before, but it's been 4 years, and they've had an ownership change since then. So it was kind of nice to get back out there. Most of the beers were good. Mostly lower ABV stuff. I don't know that they had anything above 6. Most stuff hovered between 4 and 5. But it was done well. Everything was done well. That was nice to get home, though. I'm glad I did got home with just enough daylight to do one quick video with you. So, anyways, I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist. Let me show you this. I love this old torch, man. So, a couple friends that I met at Banter Brewing gave this to me a while back. It's Fly Beast. So this is the torch that comes with it, and then the cocktail smoker set there. Got a little screen in there. And then I used for this one, I've been using oak wood because it's not kind of a nice neutral smoke. But for this one, the Oloroso Sherry cast finished bourbon from Tiakida, I used the apple wood. I'm going to show you this bourbon bottle one more time, too. I'm getting near the end of this wanderlust bourbon whiskey finished in Oloroso Sherry barrel. It's 92 proof. This stuff is just great. So, anyways, anyways, I digress. I'm Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom. I'm also Tom, the Beer Whisperer. Imagine that. I don't know how I got tagged with that title, but it happened, I don't know, about 15 years ago, maybe, something like that. And nevertheless, it kind of stuck. Anyways, I am Tom, the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, man. All right, good guys. Launch your thanks, guys.